just this little bit, I'ma just take it. Like, that's how I was, honestly. Like, I know that about myself. And it was like, damn, like, that's why I said I felt desperate. But I wasn't desperate. It was weird. Like, I wasn't desperate to have a man. I'm not one of the women that I need a man. I can't function without a man. However, when a man give me attention, it'd be like, damn, you see me? Like, okay, how you doing? Like, it'd be that energy to me. Like, I've met and started relationships with people who ego, that's what it is. Their ego would draw to me. Their confidence of, I got you, I can take care of you. And again, not in a provider type of way, but I got what you need type energy. I think, that's why I said, I think accountability on both parts is definitely going to be the biggest part of healing, because it's like, men got to be responsible for the manipulation of their ego. And so vice versa for women. You got women who portray like they can do everything for a man until they get one, and then it's like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you do outside of cooking, cleaning, providing? What do you do outside of these stipulations that society has put on us? I think that's what's important, because then I think when you realize that, it's like, what do I want from you? For me, I want a man that I can build a foundation with, that's like has endless opportunities. Like, I want unlimited. I want to have an unlimited imagination when it comes down to my husband, or a man that I'm going to be with forever. Like, I don't know. I want that endless connection. When I say endless, it's like that yin yang. It's that, like, we understand each other, we just flow. That's what I'm looking for.
Without effort.
Exactly. And it's not conditions, like non-conditional love. That's my expectation. A love that comes with no conditions. So I think a lot of times, unfortunately, again, I think it do go back to the roots of it all. Like, I felt like my dad, like when I was even in raising my dad was on drugs. So my dad would be like, you know, money, certain stuff. Like, I would see my dad only come around when he needed certain stuff with just people. And I'm like, damn, so you gotta have this, and that to get a man to come around you. And not trying to be funny, but it was true. So but that imprint on me is like, I gotta have my own house, I gotta have my own car, I gotta have a good job, I gotta have this certain things, not necessarily physically and aesthetically, but in my life to even attract a man to me. And it worked. But unfortunately, I attracted, like, not I'm gonna say bad men, but I attracted that bad energy, that confused energy, that I like you, but I'm not ready to commit. That's another thing I'm waiting for them to say, we'll be on another video. They pull away because they don't ready to commit. When you got a man, and I think it's not just, I don't think it's a limited amount of men that don't want to commit. I think it's a lot of them, honestly, because I talk to too many women, and just how they're looking at the state of the world. I think commitment is something that people don't want to talk about. Everybody look at commitment as being tied down instead of having fun, like you was just saying. Like, if you got two inner child that are healed and understand life and why they came together in the first place, you have a bond-ass relationship. Y'all shouldn't be doing that but having fun. So it's like, I think we can question society in so many ways within itself, like on what you really even looking for in a relationship. I'm looking for a bond. So don't manipulate me into making me think that we have a bond just for you to run away when, and like I said, you mean a male or female, whoever do it, because women do it too. Like I said, women will talk all that shit, and then when a man show up and give you a ring and give you this and give you that, you like, whoa, wait, I ain't ready. And vice versa. You got men who talk, I want to marry you, I love you, I want to be with you, I want to have babies with you, but then when she say, well, when we gonna be together, now she tripping. Well, you don't brought up though. Like, it's dudes that I need to tell that I love them, and they like, I love you so much. So now my emotions, you didn't trigger my emotions into this situation again. But then when I ask for more of you that matches, because again, you got long-term goals and you got short-term goals. If your expectations, I feel like, are like identified with your long-term goal, with the long-term goals that are being vocalized. Like, if a man is saying, I want to marry you, I want to have babies with you, I can see myself with you in my future, how is it then the woman's fault to say, oh, why aren't we committed? Why aren't we in a relationship? Why haven't I met your parents? You're leading her on. That's what I think. And like I said them too, like, you're leading him on. I know situations where unfortunately men were manipulated by women saying, I want to have babies with you, and then she don't really want to have no babies. She just wanted to get married. There's so many different situations where I can say, I'm like, this is not no. just
It's
people
sticking.
not really willing to commit because they're not ready to commit to themselves. That's what I think is the whole. When I think of people pulling away, it's because people are not ready to commit to themselves. And I feel like when you do commit to yourself and you then commit to a relationship, naturally, I think it's a natural thing to have expectations of, well, this person is all of these things.
You are sticking.
I lost connection real fast. I think I like what he said about not giving up on pretty much like what you want. If you want to get married, you need to.
Does it?
I agree with that. All I can say, I'm like, a lot of times I would try to diminish how I felt because I didn't want to scare him away.
Yes.
So,
because you think you can do any better. That's sad. That's sad. All right, let's let him finish. He almost done. He's doing great so far.
You compromising your true values and desires, plain and simple. Right. Not to mention now that you're bringing him back on false pretenses. So if you bring him back hoping that I'll play this game of the casual dating for now, hoping I can change his mind later, all right, you're only setting yourself up for bigger disappointment and to have him mad and frustrated at you because he was real with you from day one and said, I only wanted a casual situation. This is just a disaster waiting to happen. There's nothing good that's going to come out of that stuff. And all you're now doing is setting yourself up to be more attached to this individual rather than working on moving on from this individual. So never compromise what your true desires are. You know what you want. If he's not on the same page as you, so be it. Let him move on. I'm just going to mention this real quick. There was a study that was done that tried to find the key things that increases a woman's chances of being married. And one of those things was not settling for dead-end relationships and not wavering from the fact that they wanted to be married. So those women who were able to receive that great man and marriage in their life were women who recognized quickly when a man was wasting their time and cut him loose. Recognized quickly when they weren't on the same page and wanted two different things and cut him loose. Those women did not drag along these situations hoping for things to change. So do not make that mistake. And now number 5, the last reason or the last mistake women make when men pull away is moving on to cope rather than healing. All right? I'm sure some of you have heard the saying, the quickest way to get over is to get under somebody.
No.
Horrible advice. Horrible advice, all right? And I'll do another video to explain why that's so bad. There's a lot to speak on rebound relationships.
We can do it for one night. Don't worry about it. It can be short this week. First of all, when you go on that person, you just fucking. That's it. There. Understand? That person don't care nothing about what happened to you in the past. One are just pooping, according to the Bajans. Okay? The fact is, what you're doing is distracting yourself from the pain that person has caused you, right? By going into something, what you haven't realized, the pain the person caused you that you haven't healed from, or you haven't taken accountability for your act in it and take accountability for you allowing them to do the things that they did to you. You then is going to take all of that pain and hate and mistrust and every single toxic behavior and put it on your new partner that you're flipping. That's all you're doing.
Dragging your expectations. That's where it's like, whoa, bro.
Don't do that shit.
And then you got daddy expectations, your first boyfriend expectations, your second boyfriend expectations, your third, fourth. Now all of these expectations are internalized, and you like doing a lot of. That's how I felt. When it happened, it was like, why you want to be with me? I don't be my damn self. I ain't want to be with my damn self. I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know who you is. Like, I don't know who you are.
Exactly.
And then, like I said, the beauty of it all is that you do get to look back and be like, cool, but that wasn't supposed to work.
Right.
Like even
accept that shit.
I could look at past relationships and be like, it was just fun. And that's what I think. Another thing, like when you do have those moments with people, you do get attached to that. You're just like, why can't it always be this way? And then it's like, because it ain't really supposed to be that way. And now you trying to force it because you know y'all can have good time. together. You know that y'all are capable of, like, that's their whole, like, I fall in love with the potential. When people show you little pieces, that's why I said it's a two-way street. Because a person can't have expectations. They can, but I feel like it's always something connected to why those expectations become amplified. Like, even in a new relationship, like, you got dude, like I said, dude just tried to talk to me the other day and he's telling me all he could do to me from Jump Street. Why? You know what I'm saying? So if he met me in the midst of some other stuff, I would jump to the opportunity. And now I'm taking the expectations from my past and now combining them with what he just told me out his own mouth that he's capable of doing. He just told me he's capable of making me feel good. And I think the last 5 or 6 people that I dealt with my whole life, they didn't do that. They told me they could, but they didn't. But he leading with that. So I think how you lead, I had a conversation with this person before too, about how we start the relationship off. Because I wanted to break, he said that before you paused that he was talking about if he told you from the beginning. And I'm like, now how true is that though, Stephen? Like, how true is it that men actually lead with their intentions? And go back to what you just said with the extra guy, like, why do you want my number? It was cute, but it's like, what do you want though?
Yeah.
I think men lead with their expectations. I think men literally lead on some eye candy type shit.
Yeah.
They don't even know what like. You don't even know me.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? So it's like, again, I'm not necessarily choosing a side because that's not. I'm looking at the bigger picture of it all, and it's like, yeah, we just gotta be more accountable on both ends. Like, women gotta be accountable for having expectations, and men gotta be accountable for manipulating women into having expectations. You're telling me that I'm worthy because you're calling me beautiful. You're telling me all the right things, so it shows me that you're capable. But then it is different when somebody goes and snatches all of that away from you and just moves on without no explanation. That's hard. I even asked I remember one dude that did it to me. I remember thinking, like, what am I going to do without him? But it was just words. Like, that's not like, well, what do you think my words are? Where do these words come from? And I think about my mom when she got married to her first husband, who was abusive. And I'm like, leave him alone. And guess what my mom said? What am I going to do when you're going? So it's like, we got to get to the deep shit, like, on where these things be coming from, and then see how we both playing a role into continuing the cycle is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I agree. Good. Yeah, he's good. See what he has to say. We were just adding to his stuff.
Right.
Something to say. Sorry, guys, I heard something to say.
However, when you are moving on to cope, you're not resolving the real issue. And you're not realizing that you're now dragging that pain and that damage and emotional baggage with you. And so now what this sets you up for in almost all cases is, number one, you are not likely to get with the right person if you try to move on and date when you haven't healed. Most people are going to engage with other unhealthy individuals, other people who may feel emotionally safer to deal with because they don't make you feel vulnerable in that way, and they don't make you feel vulnerable in that way because you're not into them like that. You don't have that connection with them. So you're going to settle for that because it feels safe, but that's going to be the wrong choice, the wrong person. So you're guaranteed to have an unhealthy relationship, a relationship that's not going to last in the long term, and it's not going to be fulfilling at all. Not to mention, you now risk damaging someone else because you're dragging them into your web of unhealthiness and lack of healing, and that creates another cycle with them and who they move on to. It's just a huge freaking mess. So listen, if a man pulls away from you and you are hurt, heal. Focus on resolving that properly. Now, the things I mentioned 1 through 4 are going to help you with that, or help make sure you stay on the right track so that you can focus on healing rather than coping. Coping does not cure anything. It just shows you how to manage it in the moment, but it's just something that's waiting to explode any day. You're going to get triggered and it's going to all come out. Don't set yourself up for that kind of disaster. Heal. Do what's necessary. If you need help with healing, check out the book Love After Heartbreak. But again, you've got to heal. So those are the 5 mistakes women make when men pull away. Again, comment below. Let me know has it happened to you. Maybe you share your story,
He's
share
there.
whatever feedback you have.
Thank
but
you,
again,
Mr.
always
Steven.
like the video.
All right. Well, that was that. People, we have no more things to add. Listen, we're going to be doing a lot of reviews. Then we have our own personal series that we have going on, overcoming sexual abuse. So sometimes we're just going to listen to their opinions because we have so many contents and things that we want to do that we're not going to just say everything, right? So I think he made some good points. We also made some good points into whatever it is that he was saying. As usual, he did a fantastic job. And for relationship people, we've got to stop relying on people. I feel like we've been brought up to say if we don't have a being next to us, that we're nothing. Yeah. So therefore, you're trying to tell yourself, your beautiful, sexy body and mind and heart and lungs and livers and arms and everything, that you're nothing. How do you think you or yourself feels when you say those things to you? How do you think your negative self-talk makes you feel? We have to start looking to ourselves to see if we are our own abusers. Most of us, if not all of us, are our own personal abusers. So when somebody else abuses, we are so accustomed to abusing ourselves, we think we deserve to continue to be outwardly abused. Stop thinking that you need someone to help you prolong your life goals or have a family or all these things. What you should say to yourself is, am I even ready to give my time to some children? Am I even ready to give my time to a husband or a wife? Am I ready to completely reevaluate myself for this commitment, for the commitment to the children, commitment to the relationship, commitment to everything that makes the relationship and the children? Am I even committed to myself, most of all? Because if you're not committed to you, if you're not disciplined with yourself, committed to yourself, loving to yourself, how are you going to be these things to people? If you're not accountable to yourself for certain things, how are you going to be these things for these people? It all starts with making yourself better, the work for you. Self-work. I've heard this a lot. People are like, why you keep saying that? Self-work. When you work on yourself, you know exactly what you're getting into in a friendship, a relationship, a situationship, an entanglement, every single thing. When you are true to yourself, because when you're true to yourself and you go into a relationship, you know what? I'm going to make this work because this is where I feel I'm comfortable with for myself and with that person. Secondly, right? You're not going to be thinking about cheating. You're not going to be thinking about flirting. You're going to be thinking about how I can make this day beautiful for both of us. You know what? I think me and my man or me and my girl can go here and make the best of it. You know what I mean? I enjoy hearing her laugh. I enjoy seeing him smile. All those different things, because you're consistently thinking about the positive in it, because you're grateful for the positive in the relationship. Whereas you're so grateful for the positive in the relationship, in yourself, and everything around you, that you hardly see the negative. And the negative looks to be something you can work on to turn it into something to be grateful for, to love. Any negative that comes into your relationship, you're like, yes, a challenge, let's do this. You're trying to, you're looking at it in a positive light. You don't see it like, Jesus Christ, where's she up? When you into that, you got to look into yourself. Why is that it bugs you? Her being her natural self. Now, I'm not saying that women nagging or doing all the negative toxic thing is natural. But if she is healed and you meet her and she's just doing something to elevate you, to push you forward, to see the best in you and tell you this is it, and you see that it is true, the fact that you're going to deny the things that she see that you can do more says a lot about you as a being. Do you want to change? Why don't you want to change? Why you think you can't do any better? Why you think you don't want to put into hard work? The same thing. You find a male that's about you, that's everything to you and trying to push you forward, but you don't want to go forward. You want a gangster that's gonna hit upon you. Why you think you deserve to be hitted on or being taught down to? You know what I mean? He is there. He's showing you a different way to the life that you're accustomed. Before you run to that, you run into what you're accustomed to. Listen to me. Your familiar surroundings is boring as hell. For me, you know how I heal so quickly? Because I was so accustomed to the pain and the hurt and stuff. I tell myself when I hit, was it 22, 23? Fuck this. I have had enough of this shit. I try to see what on the other side of the fence. So my ass take my behind and climb that fence, speak. And I saw a different light. I was not allowing myself to accept any more pain from anyone, including myself, because I was afraid what was on the other side. I don't care. I have seen enough of over here, and over here is a bunch of crap. I try to see what cross there. So I climbed, and I said, because at the end of the day, here's what I tell myself. I have gotten so much wounds and pains and hurt here. I can handle whatever is over there. It's that simple. So if I go over that fence and God is similar to this or 10 times worse, get what? I had a prep on this side so my ass could get through from cross it. So you know what? Come at me with everything you've got, because this side have prepared me for there. But then it so happened that I was so prepared that when I could get across there, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and I enjoyed the shit out of it. So do not live in the zone of wanting to be of the zone of fear, of being afraid of what is on the other side of the fence. You see what is on this side, you've seen it, it's repeat offenders. It's not in terms of prison, but it's keep repeating itself. Right? It's there, you're accustomed to it, you've seen it. Okay, it's boring. I think that was my thing that pushed me. I don't like boring. I do not like boring. So I'm like, you know what? I've seen this consistently all the time. I'm about this. I try to see something new, so I bounce. Simple. Stop sticking to what is familiar. Familiar does not mean that it is good. Any last words, honey bunny?
A lot of times familiar ain't good. If it was, he wouldn't be here.
Boom.
So, and then one thing I do want to add into what you were saying was when she stated about that fear is real. That fear is real. I was only able to overcome the fear of the unknown from healing. Healing allowed me to pull back all the layers, unpack all the baggage, and see what the fuck is going on. I think you need that break. And that break, I don't even think people understand what that break really entails. Like, I think it's different for everybody, but overall, I think it should be very similar when you have that isolation to yourself, like where your life reflects meditation. That, like, where you so to yourself that you are aware of all of your own thoughts, feelings, emotions, and stuff of that nature. So you know, okay, this is who I am. That's what I like about healing. Because you get back to square one of who you are, and it's like you almost get a restart before you climb that gate and go to the next side, because you know who you are. So yeah, you can throw anything that you want at me, because that shit ain't going to fly. Like I said earlier with the guy, he gave me his number, but I knew that me now was not going to call him. I knew younger me would have called him just to see something. You see what I'm saying? And that's that energy was like, I'm just trying to see something. And it's like, yeah, you do get to a point where you've seen enough. You've seen enough, and it's like, now what can I do with all of the wisdom gained from this pain? And then you won't be so fearful to walk. But if you don't heal, the other side is scary as hell. Boom. And I feel like if you do cross over, you will get more manipulated, because again, your energy is going to speak louder than your intention. So it's like, it's scary. I'm not gonna lie to y'all and say, oh, it ain't serious shit on the other side. I'm not gonna lie and say, like, it ain't hard to heal past that fear. The healing, that's a fear within itself. Like, trying to heal people, that's a fear right there. Like, they don't know what healing even means. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I feel like I try to spend so much time, and the same thing with this queen here. Like, we spend so much time trying to express in so many ways that you have an idea. It's like healing is constantly. You gotta go back before you go forward. Stop trying to jump the fence and your ass ain't paid attention to what came before.
Yes.
That is healing. When you're going back and saying, these are all the relationships in my life. These are all the things that happened in my life.
Yeah.
This is how it has made me feel in this moment. This is how it impacted all of the other relationships in my life. This is what I'm going to stop doing. This is where the cycle breaks. This is the last domino for this cycle, and this is what I'm going to create moving forward, so I can only attract nothing but stuff for me. And I think even with that, like manifesting and law of attraction and stuff like that, you literally are going to attract who you have become. If you haven't become anything, then you're not going to attract anything. And you're going to get tested. Them tests don't stop just because you start healing. You will constantly be tested to see if you're going to go back. And it might not be going back with this specific person. So I think that we talking about that, and I want to bring the touch to that too. Like, you repeating relationship cycles has nothing to do with the person. It has nothing to do. You're going to repeat the relationship cycle of itself. You be in a whole nother. How many women have been abused and then end up leaving that man and then got abused by the next man and then got abused by the next man? Those are the cycles that's harder to break when you're trying to break a cycle that you don't even understand how it was created to begin with. So no, I'm like you said, we can go deep. We're gonna keep going deep on all of our other stuff, but girl, I love it. I can't even lie, I love it because it always goes back towards healing. It all goes back towards healing and getting to the root of your trauma, getting to the root of your pain, getting to the root of who hurt you. So you know how to let that go, heal from that, and then move on and live again. That is the most important part of healing to me. Like, how do I live again? How do I pick myself back up from where I have fallen? You know, that so-called fallen angels. Like, that's like you fallen into the darkness of life and the illusions that it has presented to you. So pull yourself out of that by realizing that you are the light in that darkness, and light your own shit up. Light your own shit up. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I think that's it though. I love his perception. His perspective.
It's true. All right, peoples. Well, this is for us for this video. We are about to go review another one. And put in the comments what you thought about our opinions, and let's go from there. Well, see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hey you, yes you. So thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope that you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for coming to my page. So I would like for you to subscribe, and I also want you to watch the last video, and I hope that you enjoy everything on my channel. Thank you.